And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Jim Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
And welcome back, hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network. Pete Gray here with Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Ryan Dore from Adventure and Camping in the Eastern Sierra. Oh, God, what a fun show.
It's
Talking
great, man.
Good times. And, wow, Ryan has donated such an amazing prize for one lucky caller today.
That is so cool. Yeah, if you didn't catch the beginning of the show, we've been talking all about that great service, Adventure and Camping all over the Eastern Sierra there. And, man, just like you said, so cool. Some lucky caller at the end of our show today is going to get to experience that. Ryan has donated a free night stay in your own Adventures and Camping trailer, and you're going to get the entire experience of going up and fishing and having your trailer right in where you want it. It's just going to be an awesome experience for one lucky caller. And we are so stoked and proud to let somebody do that, and so thankful to Ryan for donating that generous prize. Again, it's been a crazy busy morning. You can tell on the phones have been absolutely packed the whole time. Everybody wants to talk to Ryan. If you want to get your chance in the second hour, 833-288-0973. Again, 833-288-0973.
Indeed. All right, Gundy Gunderson with our Surf Guru forecast and surf report. What's up, Gundy?
Hey, Gundy.
How you guys doing?
Hey, we're doing well, man. We're talking fishing. This is the highlight of our week, right?
That's it. You know, you just got to do the best with what you got, and that's just the way it is sometimes in life. So I could tell you I've watched more fishing shows on TV than ever.
Yeah. Indeed.
When my right arm starts twitching, I got to put something on, you know. But, hey, we make the best of it. You know, what I'm thinking here, Pete, is what I'll do over the next few weeks while we're here, we'll do some educational stuff. We'll talk about, you know, gear. I was thinking, you know, along line choices. You know, a lot of guys are always talking to me about, you know, do you use braid? Do you like fluorocarbon? You know, and it's interesting. A lot of great anglers and a lot of different choices, you know. So we'll discuss, and I think it's a matter of advantages and disadvantages. And so according to what species you're going after, where you're fishing for them, then you can make line choices accordingly. So we'll go over that. And then, you know, another question I get a lot is surf setups. You know, what should I have for a lighter gear? What should I use for plastics? You know, what should I use for the hard jerk bait? So that would be another subject matter. And then, you know, guys are always interested in some of the species that come through here. And just before we shut down there was some legal sea bass taken out of the surf line, and we've had a nice striped bass run here in the spring, and all that's going to pick back up, you know, and you just got to be a little patient. Maybe we'll talk about some bait fishing too, and things like that. So
yeah, you know, also too, I might add, Gundy, there are some beaches that are open. Coronado Beach is open. Oceanside Beach is open. If you practice your social distancing, I don't see anybody having an issue with you standing in the surf and catching some fish.
Yeah, the Newport, the street jetties there in Newport, I believe, are there too. So
open, yeah.
The information's kind of fluid, so it's difficult to nail it down. But as I find out more, you know, we'll keep you informed on that. Like you said, you know, if you do those things, I don't see anything wrong with going down there and catching a fish, and that's a great way to do it too.
Doctor, I can tell you, my doctor recommended getting out in the sun. Get some exercise, get out in the sun. Don't just sit inside and watch fishing shows. So you do that, Gundy, okay?
Well, I got access here. Although there was significant closures even on the Colorado River last weekend. The Californians bum rushed out here, and so some folks got upset and closed some things. But there's still nooks and crannies, and that's what you got to do is find those little nooks and crannies, and we'll keep you updated on that sort of thing.
And a message to people don't ruin it for everybody else. Right. Practice your social distancing. Keep your limited to just your immediate family, and just keep it small.
Yeah, be smart about it.
Be smart about it, and we'll be able to access. Gundy, sure appreciate everything you do. Surf guru extraordinary, Gundy Gunderson, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, sounds good, Pete. I'm keeping optimistic. You know me.
All right, absolutely.
Thanks,
man.
Gundy.
Thank you
Have
very
a good
much.
week, gentlemen. We'll talk to you next week.
You too.
Buddy.
All right, very good. Dallas posted an amazing Instagram on our Let's Talk Hookup Instagram and Facebook page, right?
Yeah. It's on our story if you want to scope it out, both on Facebook and on the Instagram. And it just kind of showing what the trailer was like, kind of the areas, at least some of the areas that we've been in, what our campsites have looked like, what the trailers that we've stayed in have looked like, the spots where we've picked to go, and just kind of get that feel. And the only thing she texted me when she was putting them up there, she goes, "I'm having a real hard time with this. Mountains are calling me pretty bad right now."
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to hop on our Instagram page at Let's Talk Hookup or our Facebook page, in the story section, you can see both of those, kind of where we stayed.
It's a great
video.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Of the adventure and camping experience that you and Dallas had.
Yeah, I've had multiple times now. Like I said, it's become like our favorite way to go
Cool.
recreate. It's really, really cool.
I can't wait to go.
I hope everybody takes that. Like, that's no BS for the radio show. I absolutely love it, and I really encourage you to go check it out.
And Ricky was a total novice
100%.
in Eastern Sierra.
100%.
I mean, you and so now you're hooked.
Oh, totally. We wanted to go camping. Like, I knew nothing about the style of fishing up there. I'm no expert fly caster or anything like that, and we just really wanted to go get and enjoy the outdoors, and we wanted to bring our dog and go find a good place to go have a good time. And so we looked this up, and with help with you and Bart and Ryan, and got up there and started doing it, and it's just become like our favorite thing. We were just fishing creeks and streams and fly lining a single salmon egg on a spinning rod and catching a bunch of trout and having a great time doing it. Yeah, I love it.
Hey, Ryan, that brings up a question. Dogs, are pets allowed?
Absolutely, yeah. And thanks for bringing that up. A lot of people want to bring up their dogs, and absolutely, we welcome that.
Okay,
that's cool.
Very good. Yeah. And for those that may be concerned and they have allergies to pets, are some of the campers restricted to that, or you give them a pretty thorough cleaning? It's not a factor.
We do a thorough cleaning, and we always have, but especially with what's going on now, I mean, we're really going to be paying very close attention to sanitizing the trailers, before and after each use, just for everyone's safety. Like I said, that they've always gone through a real strict cleaning, but that's not just something we're going to be implementing as we begin our season. And I wanted to mention something when Gundy was on talking about fishing and Rick talking about the different style of fishing up in the Sierras. That brought up something I thought of. I talked to Jeff Simpson the other day from Mono County Tourism, and he has a ton of fish lined up for the lakes up here in the Sierras, and they're holding on to those. They're not going to have those delivered right now until we get the green light. So we want to wait till folks can come up and enjoy that. So I just wanted to make sure that I put that out there.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's good info. Definitely, for sure. Well, phones are packed up. They want to talk to you, Ryan, so let's jump into it, Rick.
How about Chuck and Dana Point up next on Let's Talk Hookup? Hi, Chuck. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, you guys. Thanks for all the effort of being on. We all live for this show, as you know. So
thank you.
You
got it, buddy.
Now, I haven't been up there. I used to go up there for the motocross races, and there's other stuff people come up for, and that would be the perfect place to camp. And then just go do what you're going to do and then come back and fish, because it was the biggest hassle getting everybody out of the motel so you get down there at a decent time to fish. You wake up at the lake, the mountain bikers, everything. And my question for you is, do you have fishing kayaks that we can rent? And I know you got barbecues and firewood. Do you have a smoker that we can rent too, or should I bring mine up?
That's a good idea. We don't have a smoker, but that's something I might look into. We don't have fishing kayaks, but I know that there are companies in Mammoth that do, and we can certainly help put you in touch with those to complement your rental. Of course, we do have the barbecues and firewood, but you mentioned the motocross, and that's a great thing to bring up. Is that there's other things to do up here besides fishing, and you can complement your fishing trip with that. But if you're coming up for something like that, dirt bike riding, motocross, right where the motocross is, there's a campground called Sherwin Creek, and you can ride your motorcycle to and from that. And then there's becoming very popular up here is the folks with the razors and things like that. There are some campgrounds. In fact, Rick, where you and Dallas camped would be a perfect spot, up in the Glass Creek, Dead Man Canyon area, where you can camp. And if you wanted to bring up your razor or your dirt bike, there are hundreds of miles of trail riding that you can do literally from your campsite.
Yeah, and you can get to remote rad fishing areas from your side by side or from your ATV. So if you're that was our big deal. Like back in the day, we were so into the desert and sand cars and whatnot, and I'm just so glad I don't have to tow that big toy hauler anymore. That's why we like Ryan Services. We were big RV people in the past, and it's so nice to not deal with it, but how nice to be able to put your rig on a small flatbed, drive up there without towing the big rig, have a super comfy spot, where you stay, and then you can hop in your side-by-side or wherever, and you can access things that are miles and miles away where there's hardly anybody at with, having the fun of blasting your car around.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Hey, let's find out what's cooking right now. Yanni from fishermansbelly.com is on the line. What's up, Yanni?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you guys.
Hi, Yanni.
What's going on, Rock Cod? Listen, we're all stuck at home. Maybe this is a good time to look in our freezers and figure out how to cook some of that fish. Or, since lobster season just closed down, I know there's a bunch of guys out there with either frozen lobster tails or maybe even some frozen whole lobsters, and that's what this new recipe of mine is all about. It's all about how to stuff a lobster. It's simple, it's easy, and plus, it'll give you something to do while you're sitting at home wondering when you're going to go fishing.
Yeah,
I
like it. Yeah, indeed. And, that's perfect. So fishermansbelly.com, they have that recipe up there, stuffed lobster. Ooh, that sounds delicious.
In on that. Yeah, that sounds really
good.
And
if you want it, we'll get it up on our Angler's Table section of letstalkhookup.com real soon. Yanni, as always, appreciate your time and efforts, and keep cooking, okay?
You bet, you guys. Everyone stay healthy, and we hope to see everyone on the water as soon as possible.
Indeed. All right. Fishermansbelly.com. That's our friend Yanni. All right. Phones are packed, Rick. Let's jump into it. I want to talk to Ryan.
You got it, man. Kathy and La Quinta's up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hey, Kathy, welcome to the show.
Good morning. How are you?
Great.
Good. One of my questions was already answered. Pete asked that about the dogs. But my second question is, does Ryan do military discounts?
Hi, Kathy. Good morning. And thank you for the question. Absolutely. We're very proud of our folks in the military, and we do offer a military discount of 15%.
Nice. That's very generous. That's awesome.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate
How's the weather in the desert
every year,
Kathy?
And we want to be able to take our son-in-law, who's in the Navy, is on deployment right now. But when they get back, we want to be able to take them up there and share the experience with them as a family.
Oh,
awesome.
That's great.
Awesome.
That's so great.
That's great.
And that big trailer that you were talking about, it sounds perfect for the whole family, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so like I say, you can go online, you can check out our different floor plans, or call the girls in the office. Shannon and Stephanie are in the office Monday through Friday right now. Of course, they're practicing their social distancing too, and they're able to work from home, which is good. But yeah, absolutely. Any questions you have about the area, or camp? It sounds like you've been up here quite a few times, so you already have your spot picked out.
Yeah, every year for the last 25.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
Well, I know too. You were mentioning that your first question was about the dogs. We have a chocolate lab. We bring her up. We bring her up every time. And the last trailer that we had this really cool it was an outdoor shower, and it was basically a nozzle and heated water and everything. So we took the dog up and trying to keep our lab out of the water. Sometimes it's not the easiest thing in the world, and it was muddy at the time, and we were literally both like, what are we gonna? We're gonna try and go by a campground and hose this thing off before we come back to the trailer. And we had a trailer that had an outside shower. We hosed her off and dried her off and threw her back in the trailer and had a good time. But
How sweet
they
is
were
that?
super accommodating, and it was great.
All right. Hey,
Wonderful.
thanks
Thank
a lot,
you so
Kathy.
much.
Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Tom in Long
bye-bye.
Beach is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Tom, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Tom.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, we
All right.
got you, Tom.
Go ahead, buddy.
All right. I have two questions. One is a friend of mine texted me indicating that the San Diego has closed all the landings in San Diego, and can you speak to that? And the second question is, you on your Ryan, on your webpage you indicate Yosemite, and is it the same flexibility that you have in your other campgrounds, and is the price the same, given that Yosemite is pretty crowded year round?
Ryan, why don't you go ahead?
Okay. Yeah. So we actually don't go down into the Yosemite Valley. The closest we go to Yosemite is the east entrance, which is the Tioga Pass 120 East that comes out of Lee Vining. And there's about four or five campgrounds, I think, that are along that road before you start really going up the grade that we service. And then from there, you can go, day trips down into the valley or up to the top of Tioga Pass, fishing, some of the different lakes. In fact, I think, Rick, you went up there and fished something. But so to answer your question, there is a distance fee from our, of our regular, area that we service around Convict Lake and Crowley to get up to the Lee Vining Canyon area, but otherwise our rates are the same.
And that's the furthest you go is Lee Vining?
Just about, yeah. We'll go a little bit further than Lee Vining, up to Lundy Canyon, which is kind of on the north shore, if you will, of Mono Lake, on the, I guess it would be the west side of 385. But yeah, that's about as far north as we'll go.
I hope
that answers your question.
That's such the cool thing about that area is, just like you were saying before, is you put your trailer in some killer spot and you enjoy it, but that's just your home base, and that's the beauty of that is you're not attached to your rig. You drove up in your car or your truck or whatever. So we did a lot of our fishing right out in front of our trailer, but we our last trip I explored that area and had never been up there. Man, you want to talk about cool country. We went up to, I think it's Saddlebag Lake. Is that the one that's real high up there on that pass? And,
yep.
And it's very easy driving when you're not towing your big rig. So you just, you can hop in your regular car and drive to all these cool spots. And I mean, you can get up to some real serious high elevation creek fishing. We found a creek that had brook trout and brown trout and rainbow trout that there was nobody at all. We never saw another person the whole time we were there, and we drove right to it. Very minimal hiking involved, and we were fishing a high elevation creek that washed out of that Saddlebag Lake. It was awesome.
Yeah, and how far is it from one of those Lee Vining campgrounds to the eastern entrance of Yosemite there, Ryan?
So the valley floor from the campground is probably about an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
So not that bad. And it's a fantastic drive.
Oh, man.
White knuckler drive if you're pulling a trailer, but it's a beautiful drive.
No big deal if you're in a car. I wouldn't go towing a rig up there.
The hiking in that area is insane. All the 10,000 lake space into that whole area, unbelievable. Yeah, it's really amazing. Yeah. Hey,
even
thanks
just
a lot.
The drive is gorgeous.
The drive itself, it's really, so that would be kind of cool because you've got, if you're right there, you've got access to the June Lake Loop, Grant Lake. You've got access down over to East Walker,
right,
and all that whole area up there. It's like endless for sure. Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Hey, Bart Hall is on the line. Good morning, Bart.
Pete and Rick, and good morning, Ryan.
Good morning, Bart.
I got a kind of a long-winded story, but it's going to tie you in here. Back in the late 40s, in order to advertise the Fred Hall shows, my mother and father used to set up what was called an ideal camp. They did it up at Rock Creek. And because there was no television to advertise and there was very little radio, it was newspapers. And they would invite sports writers up to see this ideal camp. I was there when I was 1 year old. I've been up to the Sierras for opening of trout season. I missed 5 or 6 seasons in my 74 years. I love it up there. Rick, unlike you, I know a lot about that area. And I love it, really love it. When I got married, I wanted to share that with Jenny, but she didn't want to camp. She wanted a motorhome. So we got a motorhome, and we've done motorhoming all through the Eastern Sierra and love it. But then we moved on from that. Then I met Ryan. Well, I cannot tell you, this is not just renting a motorhome. Ryan and Shannon are in the service business, and everyone they hire is in the service business, and they take that service very, very seriously. But the first time we did this. I got 3 trailers, one for Travis's family, one for Morgan's family, and one for Jenny and I. We show up at Crowley Lake. We're up on a bluff. They got 3 of them set in a semicircle. There's carpets on the ground. There's chairs everywhere. There's a fire pit. We're overlooking. It was just, I was blown away. And the same thing, Rick. They come, they fill your tanks, they empty your tanks. You don't have to do anything. You know, we've stayed at Silver Lake Campground. My daughter-in-laws love that because they get to go to the restaurant there. And then one of the most beautiful places we stayed was below Pleasant Valley Reservoir down in Bishop, where we camped right there in the creek. Same thing, 3 trailers all laid up with barbecues and picnic tables, and caught a 4-pound brown trout right in front.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah. Who needs that trailer, right, Bart?
I just can't tell you what a great you drive up there, you go in, you say thank you very much, and you drive home. It's unbelievable.
So sweet. Bart is who turned me on to Ryan Service in the first place. You know, that's where I originally learned all about this. And you're right. I mean, going home is the single best part. Like I said, we used to do the big toy hauler thing in the desert a lot, and your whole last day is always, you know, call it ruined because you're breaking down the trailer and you've got the drive ahead of you and you got all the things that you're having to start to stress about. And when you're done with your trip, you transfer your goodies from the refrigerator back into your cooler in the back of the car. You throw the keys on the table, you shut the door, and you drive home. You know, at 70 miles an hour, not towing a trailer.
And you don't have to dump it.
Yeah, all of it. It's so sweet.
Yeah, that's great. You know, I was just thinking, why would you, unless you really wanted to have a trailer, and, you know, it's kind of like Freedom Boat Club.
Exactly.
It's like if you don't want the hassle of having a boat and cleaning it and all that kind of stuff, Freedom Boat Club's a great option. This is a great option. If you don't want to own a trailer, want to tow it up and all that kind of stuff, this is a fantastic option. For sure, for people that enjoy the outdoors, and
so affordable when you start factoring in the because I was there. I mean, I had a big trailer. When you start factoring in the cost of storage, your payments, your effort, you know, the strain on vehicle, the upgrade potentially of vehicle, it's a no-brainer. It is a very inexpensive way to go enjoy it. Yeah, fuel totally.
Yeah. Hey, Bart, great call. Thanks a lot for joining us this morning. Appreciate that very much.
Hey, when we come
back,
Bart. When we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More your phone calls, more great information. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
For your next trip, who needs travel insurance? You do. This is Bob Dawson from Dawson & Associates Insurance Services. We guarantee the lowest prices on all travel insurance plans with 6 companies and 122 different policies. We recommend that you purchase your trip insurance within 14 days of your initial trip deposit to get your money refunded if you have to cancel. These plans will include trip cancellation insurance, medical, medevac, baggage loss, and rental car coverage. Please call me at area code 619-990-3068 or visit us at safariglobaltravel.com.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 58 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built by fishermen for fishermen. From our next-generation waterproof shorts like Tactical or Stealth to our new anhydrous waterproof jacket and bibs, the entire AFCO clothing line is purpose-built with the latest AFTEC fabrics and features designed to deliver for the demanding angler. To find AFCO products, go to AFCO.com and find a dealer near you.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
2 years ago, Gamakatsu set out to develop a hook light enough for live bait to swim naturally, yet strong enough to handle your next trophy bluefin. The answer? The Gamakatsu Nautilus Heavy Duty. Most captains agree the Gamakatsu Nautilus hook is best for tuna. And now with the introduction of the Nautilus HD, no matter how big the tuna, Gamakatsu has a hook to handle it. The new Nautilus HD is now available with solid ring or standard hook. Get it now at select tackle shops and start getting bit.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth Sea Watch in San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here, talking fishing like we're supposed to be doing on the weekends.
Yeah,
and having a great time
giving
doing
away Rollo's reel to one of those lucky people that are in that and that long range
and
trip.
a long range trip
very, very soon. So stay tuned for that.
Already. Well, speaking of stay in tune, we're excited to find out what's going on the water, and stay tuned for this great report for our man Captain Dave Hansen. Your saltwater guide has got our fishdope.com report, and today that's sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Not only do they offer the best processing for your fish when your trip returns to the San Diego landings, now with Fish Pros the market, you can purchase fresh fish, smoked and jerkied fish, their spices, rubs, smoked cheese, and their famous tuna burger. And you can order online and have it shipped right to your door, or pick it up at their Liberty Station location. Check fishermansprocessing.com. And we talked about it yesterday, how cool of Fisherman's Processing that they are honoring their Fred Hall Show specials during this time. So if you want to get that $50 special, which is probably the most popular, the $25 lunch bag special that included smoked fish, jerky, cheese, and that killer insulated bag, all of those are available right now. They have deals
any
on
3 rubs
yeah.
for $20, any 10 rubs for $60. I mean, and they have the Wiggletail dog treats, 3 for $25, and they're open today from 12 to 4 at their Liberty Station location, or just order online at fishermansprocessing.com. But what a great opportunity, huh?
Perfect.
Yeah.
And perfect for what we're doing right now. Everybody's kind of staying at home, hunkered down,
yeah.
and a nice little...
Eating a lot of meals, get some nice variety in your meals there.
Yep.
Fisherman's Processing. And don't forget, next Saturday, Sean and Kristen will be with us in the remote studio here in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup, and we'll be talking about recipes that you can do with all that fish in your freezer that they have developed some amazing stuff. We'll be talking about
it's gonna be a good show.
Processing fish as well as cooking.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's going to be a
good
show.
Good, for sure.
Well, hey, we got him standing by. Dave Hansen, your saltwater guide. What's up, Dave?
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Thanks for having the show. This is definitely a highlight of the weekend with all this crazy stuff that's going on. And we're going to talk a little bit about fishing because the weather this week was kind of weird, but it opened up pretty nice yesterday. I know at least 10 boats private boaters that went out fishing yesterday, and they all reported into me so that I had something to talk about today. Most of the boats fished locally for rockfish, and they had very, very good rockfish fishing. The current wasn't too bad, and most of the spots that they went to were holding fish. There was very, very few boats out there on the water, hardly any pressure, and they had very good rockfish fishing. I know one of my good clients, Mike, and his son fished Marina Del Rey area, had full limits of rockfish before noon, and then tried to catch some bass and said that the bass fishing was fair. It wasn't phenomenal, but it was fair, and it was just a nice day out on the water with the sun. They practiced social distancing. It was just the two of them on the boat, so they didn't break any laws there. And then another friend of mine was over at Catalina yesterday, found that bigger bonita and that yellowtail on the back side of the island, said the weather was absolutely gorgeous back there. And then again today, here we go. Another wind, a little wind event going on this week. Kind of windy off and on all through the week. Plus, this whole thing's so fluid right now with what's open, what's not open. Can we go fishing? Can we go to the beach? No one really knows. It changes every day. So just be careful out there and just try to be kind to each other with being stuck inside all day. Be nice to each other. It's all we got is each other.
Yeah, for sure. All right, fishdope.com. Danny's got the info. You can still get out there. San Diego Bay's open. Everingham Brothers Bait Company is open. There are launch ramps open around San Diego. I know Coronado launch ramp is open. And if you practice proper social distancing and there's no reason why you can't go out on your own boat right now. And fishdope.com has your source.
Stock the freezer with some fresh cod or some fresh bluefin fillets.
Who knows? Might be yellow around
I
too,
like it.
right? Fishdope.com, $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code Hookup Now, lowercase, no space, Hookup Now. And Dave, how do we entertain ourselves with your videos?
Well, I have about 260 videos available for you guys. Check out my website at yoursaltwaterguide.com. Also, every single day at 3 o'clock, I tell a little half-hour fishing story or boat delivery story, Facebook Live, every day at 3 o'clock. We got about 1,000 people watching each day. If you guys want to get a little entertainment, a little half an hour away from all this garbage going on in the world, check it out at Facebook Live, Dave Hansen, 3 o'clock every day.
Thanks, Dave. We'll talk to you next week. Appreciate that very, very much.
Bye, guys.
All
See you,
right.
Dave.
Hey, let's go ahead and jump back to those jam-packed phones. They want to talk to Ryan at Adventure and Camping.
Jam-packed they are. Every single phone line still full. Everybody wants to talk to Ryan. 833-288-0973 is your chance if you want to get through. John and Escondido's up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, John.
Good morning, gentlemen. Great show as always, and it's as everybody has alluded to, it is the fun part of the week. It ends the week and it starts the week.
Us too.
Yeah, agreed.
And I've talked to Ricky several times about your great program, and pretty much everybody has asked questions that I would ask. So I guess my question is, I've never done this. I've never been up to the Sierra since I was a kid in Boy Scouts. So to get started, do I just go on your website, put in some basic stuff? We like to go to Yosemite, so maybe you could point us in a direction of the campsites that we could try to reserve. And then once we get the campsites reserved, is that when we set up a date with you?
So good question. And to start it off, you can go on our website. If you go on our homepage, scroll down just a little bit, there's a button that says Info and Request. You could submit as much or as little information as you have. Submit your questions, and whether it's convenient to do it back and forth via email. If that's the best time for you, the girls can give you a call. However it's best for you, they'll answer your questions. As far as where to camp, I would reserve the trailer first, because we're as the campgrounds book out, we're also gonna be booking up. And like I had mentioned before, not all of the campgrounds are reservable, so the girls in the office can kind of help direct you as far as the area. If you really want to do Yosemite, I would recommend like the June Lake Loop, for example. So you're kind of in the middle of our service area, not too far away from Yosemite, hour and a half, couple hour drive down into Yosemite, which then you're still close to Mammoth. You can you got the grocery store, you've got other fishing and hiking and things to do there. But a lot of the campsites, if you can't reserve them, if you're coming in during the busy time, you can still find something, a walk up or a first come, first serve, or that's when we can start helping you get into some of that dispersed camping where, you're going to be out by yourself and not have to worry about, making the reservations and things like that. Is
during the week easier than on the weekends?
Generally it is, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
See you, John.
Thanks for the
All
question.
right, it's time.
Oh man,
we have the one and only Mike Lum from the Fred Hall Shows and Captain Rollo's Kids at Sea on the line. Good morning, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys. Nice talking to you.
All right, so
Good
what
morning,
are we
Mike.
doing today?
Well, this is the day that we've all been waiting for. We were donated a international 2-speed reel. Brian Kiyahara donated that to the Captain Rollo Kids at Sea program so that we could use it as a fundraiser. And so, as you might remember, back several months ago, we offered 100 people an opportunity to buy into a package, and we sold all 100 packages, and those people, those generous supporters of the Captain Rollo's program, were all sent an Anza fillet knife that was beautifully done by the folks over there at Anza. They also received 25 entry tickets into the grand raffle, which will be coming up now on May 24th at the Fred Hall Show in Del Mar. But more importantly, it made them eligible to win this piece of fishing history. And so we're going to today give that away. And Pete, I think the way we will do this is you have access to a random number generator that will pick a number at random between 1 and 100. I have the ledger with all of the different supporters on it from 1 to 100. So if you will pick the number, I'll look up on the ledger and we'll see who wins this reel and their choice of any long-range trip up to and including a 10-day trip on whatever boat. And so those two things are pretty special prizes, and we really want to take a second and thank all the guys who stepped up to the plate. It cost $250 each to participate in this, and we rapidly sold all 100 spots. So thank you all for that.
And, of course, they also have 25 chances to win one of many grand raffle prizes, right?
Yeah, we've got some great prizes this year for the grand raffle. One that comes to mind is the Ranger 85 has donated the whole boat. So someone's going to win a charter on the Ranger 85 for them and 30 of their best friends or whatever they decide to do with it. And so that's fun. And then there is a Royal Polaris 10-day trip on that list. There's a Rancho Leonero stay that includes fishing on that list. There's just lots and lots of prizes, great selection of stuff. And all these people that supported this, as well as everyone else who bought tickets throughout the year, are all eligible for those drawings, which will be the last day of the Fred Hall Show in Del Mar. And but only the 100 that bought into this package are eligible for this drawing we're going to do right now.
Right now. Okay, so here's what I'm doing is I'm typing in this website. It's random.org, which is amazing. I put in 1 to 100, which is a selection of between 1 and a number. I hit the button, and number 72.
Hey.
72.
Okay. Bear with me here a second. Number 72. Number 72 is Adam Larson, who apparently resides in San Diego. And congratulations to Adam. We will be following up with him very shortly and let him know that he was the lucky winner of that and have him work out the details with Howard on all the rest of it. But congratulations, Adam Larson. That's awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
And congratulations, and thank you all for donating to Captain Morales Kids at Sea. We're anxious to get trips back going to take kids out fishing for sure as soon as we can get things rolling here. And Mike Lum, thank you for all your hard efforts. Thanks to Captain Brian Kiyohara and all the people associated with Captain Morales Kids at Sea. And lucky number there is going fishing and winning a piece of history.
That's really cool.
Mike Lum, thank you very much.
Thank you guys very much, and great show. I enjoyed listening to all of it today. Appreciate it.
All right, Mike. Appreciate
Thanks, Mike.
that very much.
Mike.
All right.
Take care.
Ryan Dore from Adventure and Camping is on the line. Let's go ahead and jump back on the phones.
Brian in Harupa Valley's up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hey, Brian, welcome to the show.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
What's up, buddy?
Good morning. A lot of good information this morning. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
If I wanted to catch some brown trout, and where would I stay in like a lake that has boat rentals?
Good question.
Good question. Yeah, I would look at Crowley Lake. In Crowley, they've got there's a couple different options for camping that you can camp in Crowley. A couple different spaces there. They do have boat rentals. And although I haven't ever caught a brown there, I know that they do catch some pretty big brown trout out of there. Another spot, and I'm not 100% sure that you have boat rentals. I think they do. Is Grant Lake, Grant or even Silver. I know Silver has boat rentals, but they camping at both those lakes as well. And those two are in the June Lake Loop area.
Yeah, I love Silver Lake. Silver Lake Campground. That's such a beautiful spot. Is that tough to get into?
They can be, although people have pretty good luck even with the walk-up spots.
Really? That's nice. Yeah, and Grant can have some giant browns in it, right?
Yeah, Grant does, and I'm pretty sure Grant has boat rentals. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, Grant. And I just drove around the loop the other day, and Grant's looking really good. It's a little low, from its high point, but they do that on purpose, anticipating the runoff water.
Sure.
So, but yeah, it looks great.
We're paying very close attention. So a brown trout is the only thing Dallas is missing from her Sierra Slam. And we have caught a lot of browns together, like side by side. I'd catch a brown, she'd catch a rainbow kind of thing. And she's got goldens and cuts and everything else, but she has yet to catch a brown trout. So that's high on our list. And our last 2 trips, we had fished along the Owens, but we just were met the couple of days that we set aside for it. We were met with pretty tough conditions. We had a lot of wind one day, and we had some other wind. So we're really wanting to do the Owens. Do you guys are there camping sites or areas that would be if your goal was to do a lot of fishing on the Owens? Are there areas that are better than another as far as camping goes, Ryan?
There are, and I would suggest Brownstown Campground, which is on the Owens, kind of on the backside of Crowley Lake. Mm-hmm. It's off Benton Crossing Road as you're heading out towards Benton. Or if you want to do a little bit further down in elevation, Pleasant Valley Reservoir, kind of as you come into the north end of Bishop, you can camp along the Owens there as well. So those two would probably be my favorite spots as far as the Owens River.
Indeed.
Nice.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Appreciate that.
All right. Jumping back into the phones, we're going to talk next to Arnie, who's calling us from Vista. Hi, Arnie. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
Great, Arnie.
First couple things. Pete, Ricky, thank you guys very much for keeping the show on the air, man. It's like I say, like one of the other guys, that we're bookends. You start with a week off on Sunday with you guys. We end the week with you guys on Saturday.
Hey,
thank
and
you very much for keeping the show on.
I want to input here, Arnie, that we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the continued support of our sponsors. A lot of our sponsors are not doing business right now, but they're hanging in with us, and we want to thank them for hanging in with us, and hopefully we get through this quickly and we're right back in gear. So thank you to those sponsors, and please support them.
Well said.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a quick shout out to Mike Mayer Jr. out there in Oklahoma, buddy. Hey, I know you kind of recovered from some health issues, buddy. Hey, we all miss you. A lot of you folks that come to the Let's Talk Hookup remotes, if you see him out there, and actually he's been a winner of the grand prize a couple times over the last couple of years. But Mike, get better. We look forward to seeing you, buddy.
Yeah, get well, Mike.
And absolutely. The question I have for Ryan, got a question, right? Somebody asked a question about discounts for military. Do you also offer discounts for first responders? And the other question I had was, how often do you replace your trailers?
Good question. And yes, we do for first responders. Proud of all of our first responders, and so we pass along the 15% discount to them as well as the military. And we also had questions since you asked that about, is it just active military? And that's not the case with us. We all veterans, anybody in active service or veterans, we honor that. And as far as our trailers, we try to replace our trailers, some of our trailers every year, and we'll keep them for anywhere from about 8 to 10 years. And we indicate their age and price them accordingly on our website. So our older trailers are going to be down into our economy models. And, of course, they're going to show, a little more wear and tear being rented during those years than our brand new trailers. But we're going to make sure that when they go out, everything's working. Still going to get your awning, still going to get your stove and oven, refrigerator, all that stuff.
Nice. Hey,
Cool.
Very good. Arnie, thanks a lot for the call this morning and the nice words. Appreciate that very much.
All right. Hey, we got a special guy on the line, our good buddy Steve, calling us from Dana Landings on the line. What's up, Steve?
What's up, Steve?
Good morning, guys. What a pretty interesting, exciting show this morning.
Yeah, it is,
really
isn't it? Doesn't it make you want to go up there and go camping and catch some trout?
Ricky and I have talked about this. I'm just like Ricky. I mean, camping for me is a hotel without like a pool and a spa for Liza. I mean, so this is exactly up my alley. And Ben has been begging us to take him camping, so we're for sure in on that. It's a can't miss.
Cool.
It sounds like
you'll dig it. It's so perfect for Ben too, because you can be parked right on the water, and you can fish, and you can do some oars and all that kind of stuff. But when it's over, there's a bed to crawl into, and a heater to turn on, and a shower to take afterwards. I mean, it really is. It's the best of both worlds.
Indeed.
Yep, no question. Hey, so I was just giving a quick shout. I know you've mentioned it, Pete, but obviously people are still fishing with some of the places where you can go off the beach and on their private boat out of San Diego and stuff. So I just want to let everyone know we are still open at Dana Landing. We obviously have the deli and lots of food for everybody. We have the fuel, so we will be open, and plenty of people are buying tackle as they're purchasing their food for their trip. So I just kind of, not a lot of options right now, and that was just the one thing I wanted to call and let everyone know.
So the deli's open and food to go and everything going on.
Yep.
And
just like everywhere, social distancing. We're just asking everybody kind of stay spread out. The usual for everyone. But because we do the food, trust me, I've watched lots of people buy sandwiches and reel. So we're there.
Yeah. And Dana's a big shop, and you're very able to do that, and it's no problem. And you guys are right on the water, and I mean, just the best spot for something like that. And I mean, I'm so stoked to hear because you're right. There's just not a lot of options that are available right now. And if somebody does go out and, like you say, you're not saying anything other than do everything appropriate, but you're still open and able to service everybody that needs that.
Tackle needs, bait needs.
Fuel, is that still available, Steve?
Fuel, absolutely.
Cool.
Fishing licenses. I mean, really, we're like full.
You're open.
Again, keeping it separate. We are open. Mostly because of the food, and it kind of puts us in a unique situation. So that's why I was kind of calling in. We are spread out. We have the whole back of the store, wide open. We have a big space that also isn't typical for most tackle shops. So
exactly. Yeah, you're the right spot for it. That's great.
Indeed.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks, Steve. That's Dana Landing in Mission Bay, open for business. And I mean, hopefully they're going to resolve this closure of Mission Bay real soon. I mean, I think they're really treading on thin water there with if it's a federal waterway necessarily, and they're claiming it's a park, but to be determined, right? We'll see what happens.
If everyone had behaved in the park last weekend and from times there, they wouldn't be having this conversation. So maybe they'll open the launch ramp sooner than everything else. I mean, you can't really blame the government on this one, at least the local. They're trying to do what they can, and we did it to ourselves. So,
yep.
Steve, I do have a real quick question in regards to that. Just because we've heard, you hear everything. We mentioned that yesterday on the show. If you look at social media, you can hear one way or the other. But if a guy has a boat in a slip at Dana, are they still able to jump on their boat and go fishing in Mission Bay?
The lifeguards are turning everyone around. So, I mean, the answer is no. So if you go out, they're going to turn you around. Some guys actually went past the launch ramp yesterday and launched their boats, and the lifeguard just turned them around. And that's, so they get it figured out. I mean, obviously, that's why I say I got to think the first thing that would be opened up to the launch ramp, because you're right. It makes sense. No reason why we shouldn't be able to go out in our boats.
Yep.
So my guess is that will be the first thing we'll open and see how it goes from there. So that's my personal guess, but it certainly makes a lot of sense.
Practice your social distancing and behave yourselves, and we'll be back to getting down the water. Hey, thanks, Steve. Dana Landing, open for business. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to find out what lucky guy's going camping. You're getting your own free night at your Adventures in Camping unit. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
It's Yamaha's Reliable Choice sales event. From January 1st to March 31st, power up with the choice of additional warranty protection or up to $1,500 in dealer credit on eligible select new 2.5 to 350 horsepower 4-strokes. For details, visit YamahaOutboards.com or your Yamaha Outboards dealer today. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Offer ends March 31st, 2020. Subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Okay, we're here at beautiful Whalers Cove Lodge in Angoon, Alaska, with Mark Powers, owner and operator of the lodge, and Chris Martino, who's running the new kayak program here at Whalers Cove Lodge. Mark, tell us about this new kayak program.
Kayaking in Alaska was just a natural progression for us to move to. Got the conventional saltwater charter fleet. We've got amazing freshwater systems and eco tours. Kayak fishing has been something we've been watching for years. We've aligned with Hobie together a pretty amazing fleet.
Well, we've got tons of options. We've got a couple locations around the inshore area where we have kayaks staged. We've also got inflatables up in some of our freshwater systems. So we've got an opportunity to fish the lingcod, the halibut, all the 5 Pacific salmon species, Dolly Varden and and cutthroat trout.
There's a dedicated page just for the kayak program on the website, whalerscovelodge.com.
I've experienced that freshwater fishing here as well as the saltwater fishing, and I can imagine fishing from a kayak has got to me just incredible.
22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro is home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnights on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and three-quarter-day trips on the Native Sun. Plus, you can charter the Ultra, Spectra, and Trueline. There is always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. Take advantage of the Wednesday specials on the Pursuit and Monte Carlo, and kids fish free with a paid adult on the afternoon half-day. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or book online at 22ndstreet.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know, CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere. Okay, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. The big winner going on your own free night on your Adventures in Camping trailer is going to Harry in La Jolla. Harry, congratulations. You are going to love your experience with Adventure in Camping.
Yeah, just call Ryan and he'll get you all set up. And Ryan Dore, Adventure in Camping, thank you so much. What a great operation. If somebody wants more information, how do we get
if you want to jump in, how do we get a hold of you if we want to take that experience on for our own, Ryan?
So, Harry, you can call, or anybody can call 760-935-4890. That's our main office line. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. right now, or go to adventureincamping.com 24 hours a day.
Adventure, singular, adventureincamping.com, 24 hours a day. All the information you need is right there. And Ryan, fantastic service. I can't wait to take Lolly up there and do that this summer.
Go do this. It is so much fun.
For sure. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you joining us, and we'll get through this, and we'll keep you posted of how things going. I appreciate that. Thank you all. Please all be safe and healthy this week, and we'll be back next Saturday and Sunday. Next Saturday, Sean and Christian from Fish Pros and Easy Comb Cook Fair, and then Carl Schmidt from Fisherman's Landing on Sunday. Thanks to both Adams for all they do, and we'll see you next week right back here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and network.